You probably can't guess where you can find all this under one roof. Probably not at the stereo store at the mall. Probably not at the TV shop. Or the computer center across town. You'll find all this at Sears. That's right, Sears.
There's more for your life at Sears.
Hello everybody, and thank you very much for your time today. And today I'm coming to you from North Charleston, South Carolina. Yes. Alright guys, today I am coming to you with one of the worst cameras available on Amazon. You'll actually see it in the picture of the thumbnail, and you'll also be spending a lot of time looking at ceiling shots here in the Northwoods Mall. Now I've had several subscribers ask for an update of the mall. And not only did I get to do an update for the mall here with this lovely film that I have shot for you, but also this is going to be my homage to ExLog 2 and our friend Sal here in the Dead Mall world. So as we walk through Northwoods, what I'd like to do is call out some of the stores, let you know what's going on in the mall when we can certainly see the mall. Now this camera is mounted to my chest. There is a magnet that is underneath my shirt, and then the camera clips to that. Now, unfortunately, I do not know and did not know what is being filmed as I'm walking through. So, when I got back home and looked at the video, I'm like, well, this is an absolute crap show. But we're obviously going to go ahead and put it out there for you guys to enjoy, because you know I love low resolution, and we definitely love ExLog 2. Alright, so we saw Planet Fitness, we saw JD here, we see H&M. There are a lot of mom and pop stores throughout the Northwoods Mall. Now this is not a dead mall, this is actually a thriving mall, but I definitely will say it is really not the mall that I would expect for Charleston. And here's what I mean by that. As a northerner, I'm kind of used to a little bit fancier malls, but of course that was when I was younger. So places like Woodbridge Center Mall, let's see what else, Short Hills Mall up in Jersey, then also Franklin Mills, and I'm always going to call it Franklin Mills, it's not going to be whatever else they call it today. And so those types of malls are what I grew up with, and I think a lot of you guys have grown up with. But for this mall here in Charleston, and it's in North Charleston, I know, don't roast me in the comments, I know you guys love to do that. I just would expect a little bit of a higher tier of retailer when it comes to maybe your anchors. So you do have a Dillard's here, you do have a Belk, you see PacSun, you see GameStop, you see Bath and Body Works, but there's just something about this mall that if I had not lived here over the last several years and also didn't come down here for vacations often, I would have expected something more. Now, I'm not asking for King Street and all of the high-end retailers and boutiques that are on King Street. That's really not my style. But I just would like something a little bit closer maybe to Carolina Place up in Charlotte. Or, which I think that's actually in Pineville, or maybe South Park Mall in Charlotte. So again, I'm just using those examples of Charlotte, and that's really, you know, if I was coming down here, that's what I would expect in Charleston. So again, just a little bit of side information there, just an opinion. You can certainly take it or leave it. I see we got a children's place hanging in there. There was a mom and pop off to the right side. I think it was Rusty or Rustic. We got Yankee Candle. So you've got all of your big name retailers throughout the mall. But nothing too high end. And again, no disrespect to that. You know, if people aren't here to spend a lot of money and there's no reason for a higher end retailer to be here, you know, I certainly understand. I would like something like Von Maur. That would certainly be great down here. I think it actually could sustain I'm unaware of them having a location in South Carolina. And here in this shot, I was actually looking at a watch in one of the retailers. I do not like paying full retail at jewelers within a mall, so I did not make a purchase, but I actually did go in and check out a watch. It was a Tissot, for those of you that are watch folks out there, and one of the PRX Powermatics, which is very similar design to a Gerald Genta. So I'm not sure if I got any wristwatch folks out there. So there we see Palmetto Moon. Now that is a pretty cool retailer. That's a retailer down here in the Southeast that does have a lot of locations. And I'm not sure if they're all based in Charleston. Some of them might be outside of Charleston or South Carolina also. But they've got your Costa, your Vineyard Vines, some of the other type of, fishing type companies like Columbia Performance, stuff like that. And there is a restaurant off to the left side. I forget the name of it. And yeah, Palmetto Moon and that whole look, I just would expect more stores like that. Stone's Throw Tavern. And for those of you that know this mall well, let me know what Stone's Throw Tavern was before it became what it is now. I think it's been a few names through the years. And you'll see Zales across the way. We've got our flag. And also this was shot on Memorial Day weekend of 2025. And I will be getting this up, I believe, I should be able to get it up tonight. It's being Sunday the 25th, and you guys can certainly view it late tonight and or tomorrow morning on the 26th on Memorial Day. And you see Dillard's coming up here, and yeah, we got a rainbow off to the left side. Now I do dig the resolution of this camera, but I don't dig that it really didn't have an ability to kind of let me know what angle it was at, which obviously it's not on a gimbal, it's just on my chest. So that was one of the disappointing things, but you know what? I really dig that it's a grainy video. It's got a bit of that VHS style. There you see JCPenney, Burlington, Belk, and then on the bottom you'll have Dillard's. Now I think for this mall, maybe you've got maybe 15% vacancy. There really are not that many vacant stores here, maybe 20%. Now this is nowhere near what we have going on with the Citadel Mall. The Citadel Mall over in West Ashley has lots of empty locations, but I think they are doing quite well because they do have MUSC, the Medical University of South Carolina. And oh, by the way, here there's I believe that's Gloria Jean's or another coffee shop, I can't remember. Now also down on the end of this little corridor before the doors there actually was an arcade off to the right side. Now it is an Asian massage place. And then also here we go, something that is new. Now I'm not a Magic the Gathering or a Pokemon guy, but this is one of those Pokemon card stores, so pretty cool. I know that Pokemon is continuing to go crazy and people are buying it like crazy. I watch a lot of YouTube videos where I'm hearing collectors talk about it and that prices are crazy, and all types of shops that were toys and or video games are actually converting over to just Pokemon cards. So I don't know, I'm just not somebody that would really ride those Pokemon waves. There we go, we got a little shot of the directory. I'll make sure to put that up in the Facebook page for my channel and also the Retail Dead or Alive channel. And so definitely check that channel out, guys, or that group, Retail Dead or Alive on Facebook. It's a really good group. A lot of joking around, nobody's mean to anybody, but definitely a good group to view. There we got Southern Pure, and that was next to the Yankee Candle. And we'll continue to make our way around here. You'll see a little bit of choppiness also in the video. So what this little tiny camera from Amazon also does is it only takes 3-minute clips. So it will continue to record, but it will cut the clips up into 3 minutes. Now there was a 64 gig card that I had popped into the camera, so it's definitely more than enough time to film. But I guess the formatting of the camera and the way that it's made, it actually will not just do one entire clip, which I think I've got maybe about 30 minutes of video here. And what do we got off to the left side here? A Windsor. And let's see, we got New Square. Some of these brands might actually be national. I mean, I've been out of the newer mall scene for so long that maybe these aren't mom and pops that I'm calling out here. Bath & Body Works has the newer design with the check facade. And also another thing on the JCPenney, which was really, really nice, they do have a red veined marble as the facade tile. I just noticed that actually today when I was at the mall. I'm like, wait a second, I've been here several times. And so a red veined marble, and it might not be marble, by the way, I don't know stonework and all that, but it is a red, not a brown. So I've never seen a red veined marble on a JCPenney before, so that was pretty cool. Now, it might have been another retailer back in the day when the mall first started, and if that is the case, certainly let me know, but it is hanging in here, and it seems to be doing quite well. And there's a lot of population, you know, folks that are moving down here to Charleston and North Charleston, so there really can be two malls to sustain, but again, I just would like there you go, that red vein is just so nice. And I want to take in a shot here. And you really can't tell on the video. It actually looks brown, but no, it's actually really red, almost like a cranberry. And here we go with another one of the K Jewelers. There we go. And I was actually looking at some other watches there. And again, I'm not buying a watch from a mall retailer ever for either for my life or the rest of my life. I definitely dig watches, but I am not into paying the prices at these stores. Now, I actually did ask this person, I believe, that came over what the price was on the one Powermatic from Tissot, and she had said about $950, and that included some type of warranty. And I was like, well, how much without the warranty? Because it's really not that expensive of a watch to put a warranty upon. And also, who knows what's going to happen with all of these mall retailers like Kay. So she said without the warranty, it would be $795. And I was like, oh, okay. And I gave it back to her, and I said, have a great day. Thank you very much. But beautiful watch. If you are into watches and don't know about Tissot, definitely check out the Powermatics, the PRX line. And I was looking at a waffle dial green. Now, I know for some of you that's probably very boring, but too bad. It's my video, it's my channel, and we're continuing to take a look at the watch. We'll be done here in a moment, guys, and we'll start to move on with our video. Alright, so as we walk out, we actually see the Radio Shack location that I did a video on last year. The location looks to be doing okay. The gentleman that is running it or owns it was standing there vaping, and I didn't want to bother him today. I just wanted to focus upon walking around the mall and getting this video for you guys. And there you see Simply Southern, you see Kids Foot Locker. Now, I know Foot Locker was just recently purchased by Dick's Sporting Goods, and we do have a Dick's Sporting Goods in the or near the Citadel Mall. We have one in Somerville, I believe, and then we also have one in Mount Pleasant, and there is not one here in North Charleston that I'm aware of. Maybe I am wrong there. Maybe there is one, but I just forget about it. Yeah, we're gonna go walk through the food court now. Just taking a look. We had Sbarro. Oh, there was a Jamaican place before Sbarro. The Jamaican place looked really good. It smelled great. But they had, I think it was, the goat was, I think $20 a plate. I was like, wow. There we see Walk Fast. There we see American Deli. I think there's only one location that is out. There we see a Sakura Express. And then this right here was the spot that was out. Now, I think this was a smoothie type place. I don't think it was a Jamba Juice, but something like it. And there we see Crab du Jour, the Fast Fix Jewelry and Watch Repair. Take a look back there. And also I spotted there the Charlie's. I didn't call that out, next to the Jamaican place. So we're going to go ahead and continue to walk through. We're about halfway through our visit here. This was actually pretty cool. There was a little newsstand convenience store that was next to the food court, which I'm actually very surprised is allowed to be in the food court, because it would kind of competes with all of the drinks that are being sold at the food court restaurants. Now, this was a common convenience store-ish type place. Candy bars, some drinks, and vape stuff and like that. The gentleman that was sitting behind the counter, I said, "Hey, how you doing? Hello," and he had nothing to say. So I don't know if he maybe didn't hear me, or not sure if maybe he didn't speak English. But either way, I didn't get anything back, and okay, no problem. So we are on our way. We see the regular Foot Locker here in the mall. And also throughout the mall there are a few kiosks, a lot of t-shirt places. Some of the kiosks were covered. Now this was around 12:30-ish on Sunday of Memorial Day weekend. There you see Route 21, etc. And then we're going to see the Joe Muggs and Books A Million. So Books A Million is hanging on here, and they're actually looking pretty good. It looks like they maybe painted the walls recently. It was looking pretty clean in there. And one of the places that we went into a little bit later, went into Belk, and I gotta say the Belk floors were a mess. They definitely need to be replaced, but again, in the malls today, I'm not really sure if they're going to be replaced. There we see it was a wireless retailer that did have Pokemon stickers on the glass, so I'm not sure. Let's see, red. I guess it might have been a Verizon prepaid or a Verizon reseller, but maybe it switched over to a Pokemon card place because there were Pokemon signs on the inside. And the Burlington, I believe, is formerly Sears here in this mall, and I don't even like talking about Burlington. Not a big fan of Burlington. I actually used to pass by the original Burlington on Route 130 in Burlington, New Jersey, near the Burlington-Bristol Bridge. Shout out Sleeve, of course. Thanks, dude, for doing that video over near that Burlington location for Kitty City. And when Sleeve and I first got to communicate on YouTube, I told him, I said, that's an old Kitty City, man, right down there next to the Burlington, near the Burlington-Bristol Bridge. And he's like, no, it's not. No, it's not. I'm like, dude, I drove past that place multiple times going down to Franklin Mills as a kid. And it absolutely was a Kitty City. And then Sleeve finally did that video. So if you guys haven't seen that Kitty City video from Sleeve, definitely check it out. Now on the left side, we do have what used to be Chick-fil-A. Now the Chick-fil-A went out about a year ago. And pretty cool Chick-fil-A. Had like a little bit of a seating area, and kind of had like a 45-degree angle to the point of sale terminals. And now it is a soul food place, and the food smelled really great. That's the other thing. I'm actually, the last time, maybe it's just because I'm here earlier in the day. The last few times that I was at this mall, I mean, this place stank of weed. I mean, just absolutely stank. And so that's kind of been like the running joke, for me at least, with this mall, that you could basically get a contact high from visiting this mall, but not today and not at this time. Alright, so we are now at the entrance that is over near one of the barbershops. And along Burlington, we're going to spin back around here. We're going to see the barbershop off to the right side. They had some folks getting their hair cut, and also was at Barbers Inc. Also some folks that were waiting in the seating area in front there. And then also we got a diamond and gold jeweler. This was another jewelry store. So you got several jewelry stores. You've got a lot of national retailers, and now that I've spent some time and done the voiceover here on this, I think maybe it's not so much the retailers. Maybe it's just the inside of the mall that just doesn't get me. And again, I call out Carolina Place, because I was really impressed with Carolina Place when I went. It was either a year or two ago. Now this is actually a cool shop here. This is I think Charlco or Charloco. This is a local retailer that does all different types of Charleston type stuff. So they've got Charleston shirts, all different cool locations on different shirts and branding. And they actually, the lights came on in a moment as I was standing here looking in. And again, there's my camera going off in a weird direction there. The lights came on, and I was like, oh, I gotta run away. I wasn't buying anything anyway in the place. And I think the lights were actually on the timer because they literally came on right at about, I think it was 1 o'clock at this point in the afternoon. So the mall had only been open for an hour. But getting back to the, the stores that are in this mall, again, it's not a bad mix of stores. It's actually a good mix of stores, but it's just the inside of the mall. Maybe it's just too dark and dingy. Maybe it needs to be more wide open, and here's just an example, where we've got some skylight and some great light coming in for the Hollister location. But in Carolina Place Mall, you have some real long-running skylights, like the entire ceiling is actually glass in a lot of Carolina Place. The place is very bright and open. This mall, I could see this mall being in any other city. Nothing special about it. Low vacancy, like I did mention. Perfume Place off to the right side there, and then also Pink to the left. The Annie Ann's, and then also there are, I believe, 1 or 2 Annie Ann's kiosks also. You got Journeys. We saw the K Jewelers a little bit earlier, but yes, this camera definitely is not doing well in low light, but this mall definitely, again, just has a dinginess about it. Not that it's dirty. It's probably just the lighting that I'm really down on, and it's really made my experiences here at this mall just kind of nothing special, I don't need a Tiffany at every mall. I don't need a Nordstrom at every mall. It's certainly nice to have those types of retailers, but of course a lot of the stuff is expensive and overpriced anyway. And there we see Snipes, so another streetwear. So there's several street gear retailers here. You got the JD, Snipes, you got a few different Foot Lockers. There's also a few local brands, kind of similar to like Cola Kicks. So that's one of the Nike sneaker places, streetwear that is based out of Columbia. And I'm actually surprised they don't have a Cola Kicks in this location, but I'm not sure how the leases are. So we got Champs. And the Champs at the Citadel Mall has gone out a few years ago, and that was actually right near the food court and right next to Target. And the Target actually does have a door that goes into the mall, so I'm surprised that Champs wasn't able to hang on there. And we see lids, the reflection in the glass there, and I'm not sure what this is off to the right side. Some type of fashion retailer. Yeah, you got some skylights, but just not all that great. All right, back at you. Had to cough there for a moment. And that's what a few of the times that I've had to stop the audio here. And we're going to go into lids. They actually had a sign that said hats, $10. And this is another great shining example of a retailer putting up a sign about a great sale, and then lo and behold, the $10 hats were maybe on 10 hats in the entire store. So most of the hats were, of course, $25, $30, $45, some of the more expensive ones. But this little clearance area here is where the $10 hats were located. And out of that clearance area, maybe only about half of those hats qualified for the $10 promo, which of course, $10 for a hat in general, that's branded, for any sports team, that's a great deal. So maybe if you're not a fan of the White Sox, well, it doesn't matter because you're getting a hat for $10. So anyway, a lot of gear like this throughout the mall. All of these stores very clean, very well organized, very friendly staff. Also, you go into all of these stores, everybody says hi. So I definitely big shout out. Here's our Z-Man section, guys, for all of the Carolina Panther hats. So shout out Z. He's actually been posting some older videos that you can tell, I think probably before, maybe before even maybe was 18, some of the videos that he's posted recently. So shout out Z, I hope you're doing well. We do communicate every now and then, and Charlotte Roos there we see. So it's definitely cool to see that he's still posting, and I've been sharing some locations throughout the Charleston area that I've been suggesting that he go and film. Recently I did the CVS that was in Ladson that closed. I think he's going to get out there to film that, and he actually missed the Burger King Swish. This is another cool store. I think, not sure if this is local only. I did go in, taking a look at some of the shoes. There were some nice Air Jordans. And getting back to Z here, just shout out Z. Hope you're doing well, and hope you got more videos coming out. So let's take a look at some of our shoes here. So this, the whole sneakerhead culture, I definitely dig the art of the sneaker. But I will say this. A lot of these sneakers that are on these racks, they are uncomfortable as hell. I've recently had Air Jordans, lows, mids, highs, SBs. There's a lot of color. They call it colorways, but I like to call it color combinations. Just acting as an old man here. But the color combinations that I've gotten, I really, really dig. But the shoes are just so... are those Yeezys? I don't know if they're actually Yeezys or knockoff. I guess some of the other brands have very similar looks to them. But it's just crazy that, I don't know, maybe my feet are just totally different. But the shoes are so painful to wear. Yes, they look cool. Of course, they might not look cool on me, but that's all right. But they are so uncomfortable. So I am, of course, a New Balance wearer. There's a few models of New Balance that I really like, not the total dad ones, but yes, the dad shoes are cool. So we saw our Belk. We're going to go down to the right side here a little bit. We're going to again more ceiling shots. So if you guys are into mall ceilings, this was definitely the video for you. And got a few more minutes. We're actually going to go into Belk for a moment and see what's going on. The Belk, nice location, not one of their higher end locations, and I think the same things with Dillard's, not their high end location, but certainly nice. And hey guys, as we start to close out the video here, I've got about 3 more minutes. One, I want to thank you very much for joining me today. As usual, always trying to bring you something different, and obviously this is quite different. A video done with a camera the size of, geez, I don't even know, like a case of AirPods. So that's what I've got off to the right side here on my desk. I've got a few different sets of AirPods. So literally this camera that I shot this with is half the size of an AirPod case. So the resolution I dig because I like low resolution, but unfortunately, as you see, the angle of the camera was horrible. But again, we're using this as our homage to ExLog 2 and our friend Sal in the Dead Mall world. So guys, definitely check out Sal's channel. Dan Bell's also been putting out some great stuff. He's back at it. His stuff is also getting way out there, guys. Really, the comedy and the real total freak action on some of his videos is awesome. I love it. Dan's back at it. We've heard a little bit from Ace, so it's good that he might be posting some videos soon. Also want to give shout out to The Loon. Definitely some great videos. Mall Fox, definitely some great videos. Let's see who else we got. North Sea Dog, always great videos. Who else? Kristen hasn't posted in a while. Hope she's doing okay. Let's see. I've been watching some of Lonnie's videos. Lonnie's got some really great abandoned locations. If you haven't seen his videos, definitely check them out. And there's several other folks, obviously. We got Sleeve. Crazy's been posting a little bit recently. He did a live the other night. But he's just having fun with it just the same way I am. And as we close out here, again, final shout out. Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate your time. And I will catch you in the next video. And maybe next time we'll actually see more than ceilings. Bye-bye.